we will continue to do more to support the Air Force.
Secure the nation and rid it of outlaws. President Buhari charges the nation's armed forces.
We need laboratory information for anything we do. So most of these items are for analysis or control of animal disease.
Be vigilant. No monkey business with monkeypox. Nigeria alert.
By the grace of God, they cleared the service. And the only reason why I offered myself is because I truly want to serve this country.
Meaning, the more you get transformed, the more you employ workers. When you employ workers, crime reduces.
Tonight also, the race to Aso Rock gathers paid aspirants meet delegates in different states. Welcome to NTA Network News. I am Kenan Ima Abodike and we are live in Abuja. You can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and all our social media platforms displayed on the screen for updates. Let's start with security matters. The nation's armed forces and other security services have been directed to collectively do much more towards restoring peace and order in all parts of the country. President Muhammadu Buhari, who gave the directive, maintains that his administration will not rest until the nation achieves the desired security and stability for sustainable future. This was at a ceremonial parade commemorating the 58th anniversary of the Nigerian Air Force in Kano, from where State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
With its motto, willing, able and ready, the Nigerian Air Force has been transformed into a resilient and formidable service that is positioned to respond effectively to both contemporary and dynamic national security challenges. President Muhammadu Buhari is satisfied that his administration has demonstrated the required political will and leadership by committing adequate resources towards capacity building and re-professionalization of the armed forces. The Nigerian Air Force in particular, he said, has been able to meet its constitutional responsibilities, thereby justifying the government's enormous support in the last 7 years.
I am glad to reiterate that these huge investments in the capacity development of the Nigerian Air Force have helped to turn the tide against terrorists and other violent non-state actors in our nation. In furtherance of our drive to continue to modernize the armed forces, we will continue to do more to support the Air Force.
Sustaining a service like the Nigerian Air Force that derives its potency from technological assets is clearly a capital-intensive responsibility. The president, however, promised that apart from the new platforms already acquired, including the A-29 Super Tucano aircrafts, some modern helicopter gunships are soon to be procured, amongst others, to enable the Nigerian Air Force man the nation's airspace more effectively.
Rest assured that as a government, we are willing to do even more to ensure the provision of the requisite support and encouragement to overcome various security challenges. Your sacrifices are well appreciated by Nigerians, and this government will not rest until peace and stability are fully restored to our nation. I therefore urge you all to remain committed, steadfast, and resolute as we forge ahead to achieving a secure, peaceful, and more prosperous Nigeria.
And as the Nigerian Air Force celebrates 58 years of existence, the president, who undertook a guided tour of the research and development exhibition stands, congratulated the Chief of the Air Staff, officers, airmen, and airwomen for their commitment in supporting the government's defense and security policies. Most importantly, President Muhammadu Buhari expressed formal appreciation to the Nigerian Air Force for demonstrating high level of discipline, loyalty to the Constitution, and support of democratic values, saying its sacrificial service to Nigeria shall not be in vain. From the Nigerian Air Force base in Kano, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has formally expressed his condolences and that of the nation to the victims of the gas explosion in Kano, describing the incident as sad and unfortunate. This was while meeting the bereaved families at the palace of the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Nasir Ado Bayero. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo again has the details.
President Muhammadu Buhari, who was on a short visit to the Center of Commerce to officiate the ceremonial parade commemorating the 58th anniversary of the Nigerian Air Force, veered off the official program to formally meet the victims of the Kano explosion. And assembled here at the Emir of Kano's palace are family members accompanied by the heads of the various community leaders resident in Sabongari, Kano, including the Ezendibo Chief Nicholas Ibekwe. President Buhari said he was extremely pained by the loss of lives due to the explosion, saying his thoughts and that of the nation are with the bereaved families. He expressed the hope that the injured will recover fully at the earliest time possible. Official reports indicate that 9 people lost their lives and 22 were injured and receiving treatment. The president, who drew parallels between Kano and his native Daura, described the palace of the Emir as his own home. He commended the traditional institution and the people of Kano for standing with him at all times. The Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero, who thanked the president for the show of sympathy, also appreciated him for providing a fair and just leadership. He conveyed Kano community's gratitude to the president for the numerous things the federal government is doing in the state and prayed for the emergence of good leaders in the coming elections. Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje announced cash support in various sums to the families of the deceased, the injured, and the others whose property were partly damaged or destroyed.
The families of the 9 who lost their lives, the state government assisted them with the sum of 9 million naira.
President Buhari has since returned to Abuja. Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Now, the federal government is working on the evacuation of power being generated from the Gurara hydroelectric power plant as construction of transmission line to connect with the substation progresses. Joshua Ojito reports.
30 megawatts Gurara Hydro Dam in Kaduna State completed and power ready for evacuation. Work on the transmission line from the Hydro Dam to Kaduna substation in Mando for evacuation in progress. With the mandate on the contractor to deliver the project this year, the wrap-up generation to increase distribution at the national grid approaches. Minister of Power Abubakar Aliyu, represented by the Managing Director of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, keeps a close watch on the project.
We are building a 330 transmission line from Kudandan to Mando. We have paid compensation to almost all the people here. The project is almost 80% completed, and the contractor has assured us that he is going to finish it before the end of this year.
There is also the transmission line being constructed to link the 215 megawatts thermal plant under construction in Kaduna.
Now, to health, where the just signed National Health Insurance Authority Act does not provide for a telecommunication tax as was contained in the early version of the bill. Chairman of the Senate Committee on Health and sponsor of the bill, Senator Ibrahim Oloriogbe, made this clarification when he briefed National Assembly correspondent, where he also highlighted the importance of the new law. This, he says, includes compulsory universal health coverage, especially to the vulnerable.
Called the Buhari Cha for Nigeria. Though this particular effort
was in legislative for that. The initiation started from here. Of course, as you know, in our democracy, either it starts from the executive or from there, both parties will have to play their role. What it has, which will come to back later, is that it provided some 5 sources of funding without the tax. What we passed was a special intervention fund to be appropriated to be allocated by the executive and appropriated by the National Assembly to fund that particular thing. It means it will come from the pool and be allocated. So the tax is not there.
Senator Olerewe stated that the National Assembly will work towards ensuring effective implementation of the new health law. The Federal Ministry of Agriculture is partnering with the Veterinary Teaching Hospital to curb cases of monkeypox and other zoonotic diseases. To this end, the ministry has distributed medical and laboratory equipment to state-owned university laboratories. Musa Aliyu reports.
In recent times, monkeypox has been a major health concern around the world. Between 13th and 21st of May 2022, the World Health Organization recorded 92 cases from 11 non-endemic countries. Nigeria is yet to establish a case in recent times.
We have an interdisciplinary approach in which the veterinarian, the human doctors, environmentalists, agriculturists, epidemiologists, we are all working together. We have repository materials that we are building in Ibadan where you keep samples, so collecting samples from wildlife, because the monkeypox itself has some intermediary wildlife that are reservoirs, so all those are being collected.
The Chief Veterinary Officer of the Federation says veterinary officers have been alerted on the disease. This medical equipment distributed by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture is part of strategy to strengthen veterinary hospitals in the country.
Animal health, human health is based on science. And what does that mean? That we need laboratory confirmation for anything we do. So most of these items are for analysis or control of animal disease. So it's useful.
The ministry hopes that the equipment would assist states and veterinary teaching hospitals provide quality animal health care services, as well as prevent and control the spread of zoonotic diseases. Musa Aliyu, NTA News.
In a bid to ensure that people in the rural communities get better information about their health, especially neonatal jaundice, common in preterm babies, O.B. Lulu Briggs Foundation held a sensitization program in Port Harcourt. Diba Barisi Adomanweke reports that the chairman of the foundation, Dr. Senye Lulu Briggs, has showed the people of its avowed commitment towards providing a quality healthcare delivery and enhancing awareness to nipping in the bud this health challenge.
The Health Awareness and Sensitization Program, organized by the O.B. Lulu Briggs Foundation, is part of activities to celebrate 20 years of the foundation and to educate women of childbearing age and pregnant women on early detection of neonatal jaundice. Hence, the knowledge of the subject becomes crucial. Chairman O.B. Lulu Briggs Foundation, Dr. Senye Lulu Briggs, emphasized the foundation's commitment in ensuring that women have better information about the health condition.
What happens at the highest neonatal jaundice-related death in a recent study of neonatal jaundice mortality rate is the across Nigeria. This information is timely.
Research persons say neonatal jaundice is preventable, and if not properly managed, can result in high mortality rates.
Jaundice is the yellowness of the eyes and skin of a child, and it happens in children that are less than 28 days, and the risk factors include blood group not matching, what we call blood group incompatibilities.
Various ways that we can prevent jaundice from this incompatibility from happening. So, for example, in the RH negative woman, there's a drug we can give which is called Rogam that will prevent her from forming these antibody guns that can destroy her baby's red blood cells.
O.B. Lulu Briggs Foundation, I thank them so much because they really helped me.
If you're noticing anything from your child, you let the hospital know about it.
The sensitization program by the foundation is to highlight practices regarding neonatal jaundice among expectant mothers. There was a free blood screening for participants. In Port Harcourt, Diba Barry Siedemaweke, NTA News.
In politics, the First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari, has paid a visit to the chairman of the APC, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, at the APC National Secretariat on the need for more women inclusion in the scheme of things.
Also, for their support. Women should not be forgotten, please.
More political stories after these messages to stay with the NTA. Welcome back. Vice President and APC presidential aspirant Professor Yemi Osinbajo says Nigeria must continue to remain united as the success and socio-economic development of the country rests on the strength of its unity in diversity. Osinbajo said this when he visited Yobe State to woo APC delegates to support his aspiration in the upcoming APC presidential primary election. Yunusa Suleiman reports.
The vice president, who doubles as one of the APC presidential aspirants, landed at the Damatru helipad in the afternoon and was received on arrival by Governor Mai Mala Buni alongside members of the State Executive Council. The visiting aspirant and his entourage in company of the state officials were at the palace of the Emir of Damatru, Alhaji Shehu Hashimi II, Ibn Alamin El Kanemi, where he intimated the royal father about his mission in the state, which is to seek for the monarch's support as well as that of the state's APC delegates ahead of the party's presidential primary election. Professor Oshubanjo says the more than 7 years' experience in governance he had under the tutelage of President Muhammadu Buhari gives him an edge over other aspirants, adding that such experience will greatly assist him in steering the affairs of the country on the pedestal of continuity and socio-economic development of the country.
One of the things that I have learned as Vice President is that our greatness lies in our working together. That is where greatness lies. In coming together of the states, in coming together of the ethnic groups in our country. That is where our greatness lies. So I am, by the grace of God, prepared for service. And the only reason why I've offered myself is because I truly want to serve this country.
At the government house, the vice president extolled the virtues of Governor Mai Mala Buni for stabilizing the APC during his 18-month stewardship as caretaker chairman, a development which he says brought about solidarity and unity among members of the party.
I also want to commend Your Excellency for the peace, stability and prosperity that we're seeing in Yobe State. I think that God has certainly blessed the state. We're seeing a great deal. We're seeing time wars when Damatru was completely inaccessible.
And we are solidly behind President Muhammad Buhari's policies and programs. We are proud of his policies and programs. We are proud of his achievements. When I said peace, I mean your humble self, chairman of the National Economic Council, who is always, like I earlier mentioned, been loyal, committed, and consistent with all the policies and programs of this administration.
The vice president then meets with the more than 200 delegates of the state behind closed doors. Vice President Professor Yemi Oshubanjo is the fourth presidential aspirant to visit Yobe State ahead of the party's upcoming presidential primary election. In Damatru, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
The Senate President and All Progressives Congress APC presidential aspirant Ahmad Ibrahim Lawan has pledged to improve the standard of education and prioritize security across Nigeria if given the opportunity to be the standard bearer of the party. Hussein Musa reports that these are excerpts of the interface between the Senate President and the Niger State delegates.
The Senate President, Ahmad Ibrahim Lawan, who has been in the National Assembly for 23 years, says his wealth of experience can best be culminated with the position of the President of Nigeria. The All Progressives Congress presidential aspirant declared that he has the capacity and ability to pilot the affairs of the country, emphasized that a vote for him is a vote for improved agriculture, education, peace and stability of Nigeria.
For our tomorrow to be better, for our today to be steady and peaceful, we have to educate our youth, give them the best possible education.
The presidential aspirant had also paid homage to the Emir of Mina, Umar Faruk Bahago, at his palace in Mina. Hussain Musa, NTA News.
All Progressives Congress national leader and presidential aspirant Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has urged the Borno State APC national delegates to vote for him to emerge as presidential candidate for peace and progress, saying he is the best among all the aspirants. The aspirant was speaking during his visit to Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, to interface with the national delegate ahead of the party primaries. Mohammed Goni reports.
The APC national leader and presidential aspirant Bola Ahmed Tinubu was the third presidential hopeful to visit Yobe State, considered as one of the strategic strongholds of the ruling party in the country.
I'm equally happy that you landed on our airports. Yeah. I think that the modest achievement we are able to make is a homecoming, Your Excellency, but you don't need to come to Yobe for campaigns.
Addressing the 228 APC delegates of the state, Tinubu informs them that he was in the state to seek for their votes in the upcoming presidential primary election to pave way for him to secure the presidential ticket on the platform of APC in 2023. He says Yobe State, which is endowed with vast arable land suitable for agricultural activities, in addition to international cargo airport, needs a president like him to unlock and realize its full potentials to contribute meaningfully to the development of the country.
Mentally picture. Mentally picture. Meaning, I will encourage this industrial processing zone for Yobe.
The aspirant, who equally speaks on national issues bordering on security, job creation, agriculture, education, and economy, among others, assures Nigerians of better days ahead. As mark of respect, the Tinubu's team also paid homage to the Emir of Damaturu, Alhaji Shehu Hashimi II Ibn Alamin El-Kanemi, to seek for his royal blessing on his presidential ambition. In Damaturu, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA.
That was Yunusa Suleiman reporting there, not Mohammed Goni. Now, APC presidential aspirant Rotimi Amechi has identified unemployment as the cause of poverty, which had led to the present state of insecurity. Hence, his determination to address them all if given the chance to be president of Nigeria. He disclosed this during a meeting with party delegates and officials at the multi-purpose hall of Government House, Maiduguri. Pauline Vanna reports.
APC presidential aspirant Rotimi Amechi was received by Governor Babagana Umar Zulum, officials and stakeholders of the party. Governor Babagana Umar Zulum pledged a level playing ground for the aspirants and prayed to the Almighty to choose the best for APC and the country.
And then we address the issues of hardship
Rotimi Amechi, who served as Speaker, Rivers State House of Assembly, Governor Rivers State, and immediate past Minister of Transport, shared his experiences in governance and appealed to the conscience of the delegate to elect candidate that would deliver and change the fortune of the country.
The more you get transformed, the more you employ workers. When you employ workers, crime will reduce.
Director General Rotimi Campaign Organization, Senator Mohammed Ali Ndumi, and former Chief of Army Staff, Major General Tukurisu Baratai, among other APC leadership in the state, extolled the good qualities of Rotimi Amechi and pledged their support. The aspirant and his team later paid homage on the Shehu of Borno, where the Shehu made passionate appeal for the restoration of peace.
That basin is a very large rice field, agricultural field, this project is reactivated, it will bring job opportunity to the youth.
The presidential aspirant had promised that an APC government will do everything possible to end the insurgency. In Maiduguri, Pauline Vanna, NTA News.
The All Progressives Congress APC has inaugurated a 61-man campaign council for the Ekiti State gubernatorial election come June 18, 2022. Kenneth Nanim reports that the council is being chaired by Kebbi State Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu.
For the All Progressives Congress, the forthcoming gubernatorial election in Ekiti State is a litmus test for its new leadership, and nothing is to be left to chance. The task of campaigning and marketing of the APC candidate to ensure he wins the Guber election of 18th of June is now resting on the shoulders of a 61-man campaign council, and the chairman of the party, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, is optimistic of victory.
We inaugurate this committee. One thing in the marching order of this party, and that is, don't come home crying. We are going to work the hardest we can to ensure we deliver our gubernatorial candidate as the next governor of Ekiti State.
Chairman of the Campaign Council and Governor of Kebbi State, Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, who also led the Campaign Council 4 years ago, is poised to cash in on previous experiences, good governance, and the support of the Ekiti people to achieve victory.
It's coming at a tough time because we are having other primaries, other national, and the timetable is short. But I can assure that we will do our very best to come to reciprocate the confidence that our party has placed on us.
The National Organizing Secretary of the party, Suleiman Muhammad Arugungo, explains that more women and youth have been mainstreamed into the gubernatorial campaign council to achieve the desired result. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
We join Lagos studio now. Michael will be our guide. Over to you, Michael.
Thank you, Kenneth. Not relenting in its responsibility of monitoring, coordinating, and implementing the NOGIC Act 2010, the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board has gone another mile with its maiden summit for the mid and downstream sectors of the oil and gas industry. Minister of State for Petroleum, Timothy Silva, while declaring the summit open, says it will create opportunity for top-level dialogue to further develop the industry. Adiola Komiakere reports.
Oil and gas are critical resources to Nigeria's economic and social performance, as it is said to account for 40% of the country's GDP, 70% of budget revenues, and 95% of foreign exchange earnings. With much hype on the upstream sector, NCDMB decided to look outward and explore the potential in the mid and downstream sectors.
With all the things happening now with regards to the downstream, Dangote refinery, most of the modular refineries, most investment in gas, that's downstream and midstream. I think the time is now for us to be able to share those opportunities in the midstream and downstream with Nigerians.
Minister of State Petroleum Resources Timothy Silva noted that the board has built partnership to grow domestic refining capacity in line with the vision of being the catalyst for the industrialization of the Nigerian oil and gas sectors.
We must find ways to unlock the natural gas and domestic production potential of Nigeria and drag millions of our people out of energy poverty.
Industrial players in their various presentations attested to the fact that consensus efforts should be made to address challenges facing the sector.
But let's try and have a target number of people to be trained, so that when those refineries come out, we won't start involving experts again.
Let's find the people who still are involved in those infrastructure. That's the thing. To find a creative way to fund the needed revamp.
NCDMB is out to assist local contractors and Nigerian companies within the ambit of the NOGIC Act to develop their capabilities and capacities to further the attainment of the goal of developing Nigerian content. In Lagos, Adeola Komiakere, NTA News.
Prelude to the deadline given by the Lagos state government restricting the operations of commercial motorcycles in 6 local government areas, the General Assembly of Arewa community in the state has thrown its weight behind the move, describing it as strategic in not only restoring sanity in the metropolis, but checking infiltration of criminal elements from neighboring countries.
At least, sizable percentage of commercial motorcyclists within the Lagos metropolis are connected or rooted with the Arewa community. But in its respect for the law of the land and promoting peaceful coexistence, the group believes the ban is necessary. The Secretary General of the Lagos State Arewa community, who read the communique issued at the end of its General Assembly meeting, enjoined all members to comply with the provisions of the law of Lagos State, as the goal is to fish out those perpetrating crimes and exonerate members from unnecessary misconceptions.
We condemn in totality the activities of all criminal elements who are mostly foreigners from Nigerian Republic, Chad, Cameroon, and other neighboring countries, who have infiltrated the ranks of those genuine riders, thereby perpetrating all forms of crime in Lagos State and are constituting serious threats to the lives and security of lives and properties of Lagosians. We are calling on all security agents to identify and arrest all those criminal elements masquerading as Okada riders.
While appealing to the Nigeria Immigration Service to step up its actions along the borderline in checking the influx of those elements coming into the country without genuine intention, the Arewa community in Lagos promised to collaborate with government agencies in enforcing the law.
To comply with our common resolve,
the Arewa community made a renewed commitment to speed up data capturing of members for proper documentation.
Do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. Time for some messages. The news continues shortly. Please stay.
Welcome back. In a bid to implement the forensic audit report, the presidency has directed the cancellation of projects awarded by NDDC for which contractors have not mobilized the site from the year 2000 to December 31, 2019. In a statement signed by Director Corporate Affairs, NDDC, Dr. Ibitoye Abosade, the Commission is bringing to the notice of all contractors engaged by it, stakeholders and the public, that the Presidency has directed that all projects awarded by the Commission before December 31, 2019, for which the beneficiary contractors are yet to mobilize the site, are by this directive cancelled. According to the directive, this cancellation is subject to any future re-award in accordance with the Public Procurement Act and in line with the terms of the contract for the award of the said project. Consequently, all affected contractors are advised to note that all monies earlier received by way of mobilization for any of the projects are to be promptly refunded to the Commission's account with the Central Bank of Nigeria. Over now to Musa Abubakar for business news.
Thank you, Gary. Let's begin with energy. Oil prices reversed early gains and moved lower Monday, despite U.S. fuel demand, tight supply, and a lack of progress towards a European ban on Russian oil. Meanwhile, Shanghai prepares to reopen after a 2-month coronavirus lockdown that fueled economic growth fears. Reuters report that Brent crude futures were down 0.4% at $112.09 per barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude slide 0.8% to $109.40 per barrel. Now to the capital market. There's a bearish start on the Nigerian equities market as investors expect the outcome of the Monetary Policy Committee meeting this week. The NGX All-Share Index shed 0.13% to close at 52,911.51 basis point. Market capitalization fell to 28.525 trillion naira. 263.3 million shares worth 3.5 billion naira were traded by investors in 4,856 deals. Jais Bank Guarantee Trust Holding Company and Transcorp are the most active shares in terms of volume and value. Well, that's it. The news continues with Kenny.
Thank you very much, Musa. Now let's go to the judiciary, where the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has dismissed a suit filed by the 36 state attorneys general against the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, NFIU, for implementing 8 policies on managing local government funds. The guidelines limited the cumulative amounts that can be withdrawn from a local government account to no more than 500,000 naira per day. The plaintiffs' state government had argued that the guidelines violated the state financial autonomy enshrined in the 1999 Constitution, but the court held that the case was unfounded. In May 2019, the NFIU, in line with the NFIU Act, issued some guidelines to protect monthly allocations of local governments from the overpowering influence of state governments. The High Court of the Federal Capital Territory sitting in Maitama has convicted a former member of the House of Representatives, Chuma Nzeribe. Justice Yusuf Halilu gave the verdict this Monday in Abuja. The former member was dragged before the court by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on a 4-count criminal charge bordering on false pretense, forgery, and using forged documents as genuine and cheating by impersonation. The former federal lawmaker was alleged to have been in possession of documents containing false pretense in 2013 in Abuja. Nzeribe, a former People's Democratic Party PDP governorship aspirant in Anambra State, pleaded not guilty to the 4 counts. Delivering his judgment, Justice Yusuf Halilu held that the prosecution was able to prove its case against Nzeribe beyond reasonable doubt, while submitting that the counts against the convict were intertwined. The judge convicted the defendant on all the 4 counts charged. Having found the former federal lawmaker guilty, Justice Halilu deferred sentencing of the convict to a time that either the Inspector General of Police or the EFCC arrests Nzeribe and brings him to court to be sentenced appropriately. Now let's go on our last commission. Welcome back. Let's now bring you a sports update.
Newly crowned champions of the Wafu Beyond the 20 tournament, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria, and the victorious Team Nigeria to the maiden West Africa Scrabble Championships in Ghana, who were hosted Monday in Abuja by the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dari, say they are eager to do more in future engagements for the glory of the nation.
Before the game, we used to gather ourselves, set ourselves up like, let's go for this. This is the only chance we got, because if we don't qualify, this generation, like our coach Oli said, has gone.
Keep striving and putting in the best to make sure that we get better and better.
Meanwhile, the 1 fixtures of the ongoing National Handball Premier League Phase 1 continued Monday evening in Abuja, with Plateau Peacocks defeating Adorable Angels 34 goals to 20, while Limo Grasshoppers won by 26 goals to 23 against Benue Queens in the women's competition.
Let's check the weather for Tuesday.
Hello, a quick look at the weather forecast. More influx of moisture is expected to enhance rainfall activities mostly over the southern parts of the country. For Tuesday, morning rains are expected over the coastal parts of Ondo, parts of Delta, Bayelsa, Rivers, Cross River, and Akwa Ibom states. Later during the afternoon and evening hours, more rains are anticipated over the southeast coast, with thunderstorms expected over parts of southwest, including parts of Enugu, Imo, Anambra, extending to parts of Kwara, Niger, FCT, Kogi, Plateau, as well as places in the north, such as Sokoto, Kebbi, Zamfara, Kaduna, and parts of Bauchi, Adamawa, and Taraba states. I'm Theodore Item. Thank you for watching.
will be a star with the Nigerian Television Authority stand against rape and rapists in this society. I am Kenan Ima Aburike. Thanks for watching Networks News tonight and have a good night.